Yeah, I'm
Yay!
your host, Janine, along with my beautiful co-host.
Keisha!
Hey, Miss Keisha.
Hey, boo.
Hey. This is official. It's my twin flame. You're not seeing double, I promise you. And we wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about the subconscious mind and how the subconscious mind can really help you in the healing process.
Yes.
And the subconscious people, the subconscious is quite um impressive in their
They are.
approach and when
They
they come
are.
through during these QHHT sessions. So one thing that they will do is they will always come in love. Just like we're coming in love,
Mm-hmm.
they will always come in love, and they make sure that they give you everything that you need to know for that moment. Sometimes it helps you during the whole lifetime, but they will not always give you things to help you for the whole lifetime because it's not meant for you to hear it in that moment. So that's why I stress that that they give you what you need to hear in that moment.
You know,
So
I'm glad you said that because we had we've had clients who are afraid of messing up their path. They feel like, oh, if I have a session, I might mess up the design of things in my life. And we emphasize to people that the subconscious, which we call SC, is not going to do that. They are wise enough to know what you're allowed to know and what you're are not supposed to know. So I just want to emphasize that to you because people don't want to mess up their path. It's just like Janine said, a snapshot.
yeah, so like let me tell you like the difference between what we do and what a psychic does, right? So I know a lot of people, there are people that fear going to a psychic because of what you said, that they don't want things to interfere with their future, or that they may do certain things that may lead them in the wrong direction because the information that was given to them.
Yes.
And I have to stress that we are not clairvoyant psychics. We are more we're channelers,
Yes.
right? We're channelers. We have the ability to channel. When we're giving you messages, they come straight through us. That's why we have this strong intuitive ability.
Yes.
So we things come to us, and we don't know. We don't get any signals, or
Uh,
like we might get symbols, but we don't get any signals. It's just this clear ability, this clear knowing and understanding that we have, and everything just connects and it comes out.
oh, it does. It
it,
does.
it comes straight out.
Yeah.
And sometimes when it may come to us at 24 hours ahead of time. If we have a message for somebody, it may come a week ahead of time. It may come to us in that moment, and we may have to say, come here, let me talk to you.
Oh, yeah. And what
Right.
do we say? Don't kill the messenger.
Yes.
Because
Don't kill. That's our disclaimer.
don't kill the messenger. I warn them in advance because sometimes the information may not be pretty. So
Yeah.
I'm like, don't be mad at me.
Right, exactly.
This is
But
them. This is not me.
right, it's yes, that's one of your big ones. You say that a lot.
This ain't
This
me. It's
ain't
them.
me.
Take that up with HR.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. In fact. So we when we get our messages, we just deliver. We just
Yeah.
deliver. And but the point is, just know it's all in love.
Love.
And we'll
Yeah.
never say anything that is specifically meant to hurt you. And if you feel that it hurts you in that moment, then that means that you have work to do.
Yes.
And that don't got nothing to do with me.
That's a disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Nothing to do with
But
me.
going to that whole thing about if your feelings are hurt in life, everyone needs a moment where someone tells them that their, excuse my French, that they shit stinks in life. In
Yeah.
life. And a lot of times people around you are not feeling comfortable telling you that. And so when you get messages, and just know that everyone at some point in their life have channeled, everyone, If you're a mother, you have channeled to your children. It is God talking through you to your children.
Yes.
So just remember that when you get a message from someone, as long as you know the person is not an evil person and they don't like you, a lot of times people may come to you with information and you feel like, oh, they just, it's too harsh for me. But listen to the message. And as I got older, I had to learn, because even like Janine may say things to me at times and I might not want to hear it at that moment, but I know it's out of love and it's not to hurt my feelings, it's to help me and for me to finish this course in life in a better direction. So
Hmm.
just know that when people who are intuitive, or when you're getting your session and SC is giving you information that you may not agree with at that moment, it's not to hurt your feelings, it's to help you win this race.
And just so you know, SC is short for subconscious. So you
Subconscious.
may hear us say that term a lot, SC.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, and and Dolores Cannon said, called them SC. Also, she called them the beings of all knowledge,
Yes.
because they're the ones that know everything about all of us.
Yes.
And that's why they are only going to give you what you need, and not things that's going to hurt your future. So just
Yes.
remember that.
It's not gonna hurt your path. It's actually gonna open it up.
It
It's gonna
is.
open up your path. And
Yes.
just knowing that you actually truly have the capability to change the things around
Hmm.
you. And sometimes people that come to us, they really think they're coming to us because they don't think that there's any possibility, that they have nowhere else to turn, that they
Yes.
think that either they can't change, or the people around them can't change, or that their life is going nowhere. They've hit a wall.
Yes.
And we're here to tell you that that is all in the mind, and you really do have the power
You
and the
do.
ability within yourself to change your timeline and to change the things around you. So you may not be able to change the individual. You might not be able to change that individual personally at this particular moment. You cannot change the person, and you can't come into sessions thinking that you want to change the other person. The incredible part is that you will learn how to change yourself, and
Yes.
in changing yourself, you don't realize how it starts to affect everything and everyone around you. So it
Oh
all
yeah.
starts with you.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Basically.
and sometimes when you change yourself, it's because you never really truly knew yourself. You think you know yourself,
Oh yeah.
but when we put that mirror in that face, then you start to
Ooh.
know that there's so much more depth to who you really truly are.
I just want to say that before I had my session, I just, because I was always a good kid growing up. Like, I really didn't do much bad things. I had my moments, but I wasn't that. I could, if I had to give myself a grade up until the point I had my therapy session, I would have gave myself a B as being a good human being on this planet. I had work to do, but I would say to myself, like, if I had to pass away at an early age, I wouldn't feel like I left this planet hurting people and being a bad person. So what happened was, when I had my session, let me tell you, when I found out who I was in a previous life, Janine could tell you, I was
You sat
they
on it for
came through
weeks.
loving they came through lovingly. They came through lovingly, but the mirror was put in my face on who I was. So I was pointing the finger at my husband, this one, that one, but the point fingers had to be pointed at me for me to heal. And after I had my session and I realized what work needed to be done, because they came through lovingly and suggestions were made, doors started opening up and my life is a whole lot better because I was given honesty in a loving way.
Yeah.
So I am a client as well.
Yeah.
And I'm a walking testimony. And I don't know what my life would have been like if SC subconscious didn't give me that information.
Yes.
So I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, so like I know we mentioned previously the importance of shadow work and putting the mirror in your face. And when clients come to us, sometimes they think that they're not ready for the information but your spirit guide has brought you to us for a reason.
Yes.
And in doing so, it's really because it is time. They're
Yeah.
telling you that it is time, and
Mm-hmm.
that you can face yourself, and don't feel that you can't. You can face yourself, and you do have the strength to face yourself and know what it is that you need to do in order to fix your life.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
what's beautiful about this, the really beautiful about the process, because we mentioned that we're channelers, is that we channel intuitive. Obviously we do intuitive channeling, but we actually utilize your vessel is the channel, so you
Yeah.
become the channel during the QHHT process. You're
Mm-hmm.
the one that's channeling. We're both channeling because we both have to. I have to utilize my skills as your healer,
Yeah.
and know what questions to ask in order to get the most out of your session. And I'm being guided and directed unknowingly in
Oh
order
yeah.
to ask those right questions.
Mm-hmm.
And your vessel is being utilized in order to release the information.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
you
yeah.
don't even know how much power you really, really, truly have. You have divine
Mm-hmm.
power too, and we just help bring it out of you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you are able to tap into the subconscious, and the subconscious, the beings of all knowing, come through for you.
Yes.
And that's what makes it so intimate and so special. They are here to speak to you. And when they
Mm-hmm.
speak to you, they're going to give you such great information. And sometimes it doesn't click, but what they'll do is, because we also are able to do past life regression, tapping into
Yeah.
Akashic records, doing past life regression, and sometimes we don't understand why you're sent to these particular lifetimes. And when we talk to the subconscious will let us know, and we'll ask,
Oh yeah.
why did you take them to this lifetime? What do they need to know about that particular lifetime
Mm-hmm.
that is affecting them right now in this moment? And when I tell you, it all comes out.
It does. It
Yeah.
really does.
And so, and sometimes, but it's not guaranteed that you will do past life regression. Sometimes they don't want you to know about the past life because it's not pertinent to what's going on with you right now. And maybe there's some things in your current lifetime that we have to focus on.
Yeah.
So you'll see that sometimes we'll stay in this lifetime, but we'll go through scenes of extreme trauma that happened
Oh
in your
yeah.
lifetime, that some things that you may have forgotten about. I've had
Mm-hmm.
clients that have forgotten about these moments and
Oh
didn't
yeah.
realize how it was affecting who they were right now. And they said things to certain people that they come out of it, they're like, I forgot I said that. And they have
Yeah.
so much regret. But that's part of the healing process, is learning how to let go.
Mm-hmm. And
Right.
you know, not and to add on to that, then past lifetimes that we actually enjoy, because we, Janine and I, as you're going through the past life regression, we actually visualize ourselves in a room with you wherever you are. So if you're in a forest walking, that's what we're envisioning, standing next to you as whoever you were in a past life going through the forest. But I might say that to say, um, there's been lifetimes we visited where, whether it was in this lifetime or another lifetime, where it was actually exciting to, like, one lady took me to the nightclub,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what song is playing? I want to know. I'm like, what? And she was like, yeah, it was like Salt and Pepper or somebody, or it could
Hey.
what's Bruce Springsteen or somebody. And I'm like, okay, that's what we're listening to. So I'm visiting. And and the funny thing is, I had to. Okay, I'm like, so what are you doing now? I'm dancing on the dance floor with my girlfriends.
Yes.
Like,
We don't need Netflix. We don't need Netflix. We just need you.
yeah, so we can
We're
enjoy the
like playing it.
scenery.
Yeah, we're like playing a video game, honestly. And really, that's what it's like. It's like we have this controller in our hands, and
Yes,
we're playing a video game because we direct you for every second of the way in order to get you to reveal what's happening in a scene.
yes,
And we're telling you go left. If we tell you go left, we need to know what's to the left of you,
yes,
right?
yes.
So
I gotta interject. So there was one cute one, and then she's watching. I'm not saying your name, so don't get upset. So she was a little girl. No, it was a female I had under. She was a little boy, and she was about like 3 to 5 years old, and he went to this a burger joint with his dad, and so when I try to move him out of that scene to another scene in that Lifetime, he's like, "No, I didn't finish my hamburger." So I had to sit there and wait till he finished his hamburger and French fries. And I'm like, "Are you done yet?" "No, I'm eating my fries now." It's like, okay. And I literally was sitting there like, "What are you drinking?" "I'm drinking Coke."
we have to keep the scene rolling.
Yeah.
We got to keep the scene rolling.
I'm like, all right. And I'm like going like this, okay, waiting. Are you almost done? I'm almost done. But what I found so cute was that this individual was in her late 50s, but when she was under, she would embody that young
Character.
boy. And
That
so she was
happens.
talking like that. She's like, "I'm eating my burger
That
and my french
happens.
fries."
So so when you actually go into these different lifetimes, sometimes you'll realize that you're of a different culture, and you still speak English, at least in our experiences, that
Yes.
people still speak English, but you'll take on the voice and the dialect and of that
Love it.
particular um spirit. It's crazy, it's weird, it's
Uh-huh.
crazy to see. And you'll know, and you can, and we start asking questions like, where are you, where did you come from, or what area. We know how
Yeah.
to ask a certain question, so we'll end up confirming the um the voice that we hear, the the dialect that we hear.
Yeah.
And that lead that will reveal obviously where you were in that particular lifetime.
And we can actually
Accent, that's the word, accent.
and a lot of times we can confirm that also with the beings of all knowledge, SC.
Yes.
We say, okay, where was that person located? And sometimes they're able to tell us exactly where
Yes.
they were. So
Yeah.
and what I like about that too is the fact that what you're saying with the dialect, because when they go home and they listen to the audio, the person that was under is like, "I can't believe that was me speaking."
Yes.
I am like, and that's what lets them know that they were not making this up, because they're like, they never spoke in that tone
Yeah.
and that dialect. So they like can't believe that was me.
Yes. Exactly. So
It's amazing.
subconscious brings everything together for you in the session. And they from there, like, we might be directing the show in the beginning, at least we think we are, but once we come
Hmm.
to subconscious is in full control,
Oh
and
yeah,
they will definitely tell you what you need to know. And sometimes you don't catch it when you listen to your recording the first time, but
oh
sometimes
yeah.
it takes a couple times before you really catch what they're saying to you, and then it starts
Hmm.
to really impact you in very, very amazing and powerful ways. So
Yeah.
the subconscious, they have a job to do. They come knowing that they have a serious job to do,
They
and
do.
their job is to make sure that you start elevating into that fifth dimensional space, and just living a happy and free and intentional life that God has right in front of you and prepared for you. So
Definitely.
it's a great
Yeah.
experience. And again, we've done it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We have done it.
Couple things I want to add is that, so Janine and I have said that it feels like we're like lawyers coming to SC and talking on behalf, speaking on behalf of the individual that's getting the hypnotherapy. Um, so that's the part I love, is because I feel like we're advocates
And that's
for
why
the
the
person.
preparation is important. That's why
Yeah.
we have to have that consultation in the beginning, so we know what we are, just like the attorney will give you a free consultation. And
Yes.
we do the same thing. We have to give you that consultation because we have to understand
What
what
you're
it is,
looking
since we're
for.
speaking on your behalf, what it is that we need
Hmm.
to ask them.
Definitely. And then the second thing that I have experienced is that a person may have a question that SC doesn't feel like it's time for them to know. And they have said to me, can't tell you.
Or they won't say anything at
They
all.
don't just stay quiet. Like, okay.
Yeah, or they won't say anything at all. And we know that as that right there is our signal that, okay, we got to leave that alone.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so and
Because
we
again,
respect that.
yeah, definitely, we fully respect that, and that's why you need not be afraid of how it's going to affect your future, because that's why I say they're in full control of it all. They know it's going to affect your future, and they're not going to
Hmm.
tell you if they don't want you to know.
Exactly.
But what they do want you to know, the things that will affect your future in a positive way, they're not going to hold it back.
Yep.
And
So
mhm,
again, I'm sorry,
no,
go
no.
ahead.
So
So
it's
like,
important.
yeah,
Yeah, it's important for you to understand that, and doing these sessions, that
I was gonna
because you're
say that.
stuck in that moment, that when you come to us, this is that opportunity that you're going to have in your lifetime to be able to let go of what has been holding you back,
Mm-hmm.
so that way you can really take a hold of your life and just live it to its fullest. And a lot of times we notice that people cannot move forward, and you can pray for things a million times
Oh
over,
yeah.
and the reason why your prayers aren't working, and it's not to say don't pray. I'm not telling you don't pray,
Yeah.
but a lot of times it's because you really aren't listening to your spirit. You aren't listening
Mm-hmm.
to your soul. And they had to bring you to us to tell you, we've been trying to tell
Yes.
her.
Yes. And they'll say that too.
They will say that. And I've had clients, I know one client in particular where they were like, oh, it's dusty back here. It's dusty. Because I've been
Yeah.
trying to tell her stuff
Yeah.
for years, and she doesn't
Mhm.
want to listen to me. So this
Exactly.
is why sometimes your prayers are really that ineffective. And I'm not saying all the time, sometimes, because maybe it's a matter of divine timing. But this could be the reason why your prayers are not being answered, because there's something in you that you had to be aware of and change.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden this magnificent thing just happens,
Mm-hmm.
and your life, all of a sudden the puzzle pieces just come together. and
Yeah.
and I would tell you something, because we have had clients who may feel that their sessions weren't as effective as what they thought it would have been. And the reason why is because you're still not listening.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my
You
gosh.
are still not listening.
Please preach, because that's what the problem we're having.
Yes. So when people come to us and they're desperate, and we have to tell them, you got to listen to your audio. We
Yep.
can't remember everybody's shit.
Yeah.
We're there for the moment, but you got to
Yeah.
listen to your audio.
Oh
And
yeah.
and the answers are right there, and you have to listen to it in full detail, because they've already told you, and that was your problem in the first place, because you weren't listening to your spirit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know what we find too, that a lot of times, and some clients won't admit it, but they've heard that message before.
Yes.
In their intuition, that gut feeling, their guides talking to them have been giving them those messages, but they didn't want to hear it, so they stuffed it in the garbage. And so when they come to these sessions, the same messages are being put to the forefront. And sometimes SC will say, I've told her before, she
Mm-hmm.
knows this or he knows this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they're discovering a bunch of new information.
Yeah.
And it's ironic that, because we're such twin flames, because I was going to say about the whole thing with being stuck and being in a pattern and coming to us. It's like, once, if those clients that listen to us and we have some clients that amaze us, and we are like so in awe of them because
Yeah.
they work the program.
Yes.
They work the program, they get the information, they go home, they listen to their audio, they try, and life is not perfect and life is not easy.
Yeah.
But because you were given this gift was like a cheat sheet on what you need to start working on.
Yes.
And then once they start working on those things they were told exactly to do, then the chapters are that chapter ends up closing, that the chapter of them keep repeating the same thing over and over again in their life or
Hitting that
being
dead
stuck
wall.
closes,
Yeah.
and now new beginnings start happening. So
Yeah.
that's the blessings that you get from really taking this seriously. Plus, if you took the time to do this, to come and get this service done, you want to actually, benefit from it. Why do all of this and then not? It's like you going to the dentist and he telling you that you need a floss every night. And you say, all right, and then you never floss, and you come back, and then your gums are bleeding again. And he tells you to floss, and you go back home, and then come back 6 months later. It's like a dog chasing his tail. So what's this all about?
Correct.
So it's definitely a blessing, and if you utilize it correctly, doors would definitely open for you.
They will. They will. And I've had patients, they just the other day, a client, I said patient, I'm speaking
That's the
like I'm
nurse
nurse.
in you.
It's the nurse in me, which
Yeah.
is a benefit too. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a benefit too. The fact that we're nurses sometimes,
Yes.
that gives us the empathy and
Mm-hmm.
also some of the knowledge to be able to address certain things that may come up from the physical standpoint that we can help
Definitely.
tap into and understand why certain things have been assigned to you during your lifetime that we can start to work on and hopefully start to mend and fix. So I had a client the other day come to me and tell me, I just want to tell you I did everything that you said. And then I had to stop her. I said, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, yeah,
It wasn't from me.
yeah.
That was you, and that was from God. So she was
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, she's like, you're right, you're right. She's like, but I did everything. And let me tell you, everything is coming together. And all I could do was smile and say, I told you so.
Yep.
I
Yep.
told
And,
you so.
and the key to that, she had patience.
And she had patience. Yes.
Yes, because not
Yes.
everything's not gonna happen overnight.
It doesn't. It
No.
doesn't. And you have to remember your spiritual team has to work in overdrive sometimes because they're like, okay, she's serious now. She's ready now.
Yeah.
Now we got to get everything together. And you have to sometimes wait for things to unfold. I'm still waiting for things to unfold, but they keep sending me signs to tell me that
Oh
I'm
yeah.
still in the right path. So and you'll start to see that too. They'll start talking to you more. You'll be so much more in tune with your
Mm-hmm.
spirituality and the messages that they will send to you, and you'll start paying attention more, and because of that it will not only give you the courage to continue to move on, but also the comfort in knowing that your patience is not in vain.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
I wanted to add to that with the whole nursing, or just the twin flame. So one of the things that Janine and I were before we discovered QHHT, and it fell in our laps. We kept trying to find out what our purpose was as twin flames, and we found out is more than just the QHHT, because we give many messages. We're intuitive, we channel, we do a lot of things. But one of the things I need to emphasize to people is that our mission is that you go back to heaven after you're done your lifetime without any regrets.
Yes.
And so that's why we're emphasizing that when you get this service, that you really take heed on what you are, the gifts that you receive, the information you receive, because like I said, it's a cheat sheet, is letting you know, okay, and they do tell people when they're doing good. They'll say, keep up the good work, we love you. So
Yeah.
they don't just come at you and say, you're not doing this, you're not. No, they tell you the things that you're doing right, the things that you need to work on, and the things that you need to stop.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we found out our mission here on this planet is to help souls go back to heaven without any regrets.
Yeah.
And so why this is why we enjoy what we do, because it's basically a gift from the other side, and we're just the ones facilitating it and
Yeah.
helping along.
100%. We're so honored. It gives you a
Yeah,
sense of fulfillment, and then also it brings everything in your life to balance, which
yeah,
I've said before, balances God. It balances source.
yeah.
So if you guys are ever interested, our information will be in the link below.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always here to help you be
Yes.
the best version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy that I'm working every day to be the best version of myself. And I'm so
Definitely.
glad that I'm here doing it with my twin flame. I
Yes.
love you, twin flame.
I love you too, boo.
Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Make
Yes.
sure you like, share, and subscribe, because there's so much more that Source needs to tell you, so
Oh
that
yeah.
you are living in your purpose and living the highest and best version of you. Just remember that God is love. Love is the highest frequency, and go and find the God within you. Love you, everybody. Have a good night.